Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. That's on the Eastern Time Zone, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's so much fun to be with you. Thank you so much for watching. You can find us syndicated on television. That's Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. All the social media sites are available out there for you as well. Facebook.com/DFiesel. And we've been doing this for 20 years and really happy to have you out there as friends who watch the show. Tell all of your friends about it, by the way. If you don't mind sharing this on social media, that would be awesome. Trying to get all the audiences that we possibly can. We'd like to say that we are really, because of you, is the reason we're successful, and we have those most absolute wonderful sponsors there are. But thank you so much for sending emails. That's also awesome. Emails that will be sent to Donna at donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. Definitely appreciate that as well. So in the last segment, 30-minute segment, we were talking about tornadoes and how to be safe. And if you're safe and nothing is going to be like right by the book, okay? It just won't be. Because things are going to happen. People will say, like when you have a baby, there are things that they say, water bursts, all those things. It doesn't necessarily happen that way. So I'm just giving you some of the basics that you can be prepared for, keeping the family safe. And you just keep the kids quiet and slow to respond and, to being scared. I mean, that's part of it right there. So I shared with you a few things that when I was a kid, things I was afraid of, because we lived in a tornado alley, part of Alabama. And so, all those things in place are going to make life a whole lot easier for you. And you'll believe me, your response time is going to be a lot easier because you don't have to worry so much. So go back. If you didn't see the first segment, go back and look at that one. That's going to give you the do's and the don'ts and what nots to do based on crazy things Donna may have done a long time ago. Okay, now, this is another thing. You need to learn emergency skills. This is extremely important. You want to learn first aid and CPR so that you can help others. Your local Red Cross, a lot of community centers, and I'm sure right here in Abbeville, South Carolina, same deal, where you can learn skills, learn how to help folks, that kind of thing, so you can learn CPR, first aid. CPR I grew up in the 70s. I loved the Bee Gees, and one of my favorite songs was Staying Alive. So Staying Alive, if you're helping somebody with CPR, just think of the song, Staying Alive, Staying Alive. I'm staying alive, staying alive. I'm not the Bee Gees, but you get the gist. You know what I'm talking about. So do those things, and I promise you it's going to help you. You may save somebody's life. Be ready to live without power. Boy, is that not the truth. Be able to live without power, especially in the South. And no, we're living in Charlotte, North Carolina. We didn't have to worry about that so much because the power lines are actually down in the ground. But for the most part, power lines are out there on the road. And, if a tree falls down on it, guess what? You don't got power. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for food. Be prepared not to have water in some cases as well. So make sure you store up enough water. And like we said in the last segment, make sure that you check the expiration dates out on the water and any snacks that you're going to keep available, just in case something like that happens. And recycle, okay? Just remember, every 4 months, every 3 months, you're going to be recycling. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You got your November, October, November going there. So that's 4 times in a year you're going to recycle all those things out. And do it before the expiration date if you possibly can. Bring them inside. Go ahead and drink all that water that you got stashed out, and your snacks as well. Watch some movies, and get some new stuff to go in there, by the way. Okay, on the redcross.org website, you're going to see lots of great videos out there. How to be prepared, how to do CPR. Now, nothing is like taking the class, so make sure you go take the class. But just a few of them right here is the disaster preparedness tornadoes. They've got those in English and Spanish and even in sign language if you need that as well. Now, another thing they have on this redcross.org website is tornado safety checklist, and you can click that. And I'm going to click English because I can't do anything else. But what to do before and what to do after. Okay. And it's in a PDF form. You can just print it off, or you can just save it on your computer, whatever you want to do. I would print it off and keep it in a good, safe place. Find shelter locations from high winds in the places where you spend a lot of time. We talked about that in the first segment. But one we didn't talk about was practice tornado drills, and that's extremely important as well. So with your entire household, practice moving quickly to your safe locations that you have already identified. Create a personal support, learn of people you may assist and who could assist you as well. If you know there's some elderly folks that live right down the road from you, make sure that you keep an eye on them as well. Okay, that could be a matter of life and death. Now, if you live in a mobile home, practice going to a safe place. And like I said in the first segment, find a local church, because a lot of local churches will have safe areas for you to go stay in. They may have a basement, and make sure you're friends with them on Facebook or that you like their page. So if anything like that, heaven forbid, something does happen, then you'll be just right down the road from a good, safe place. Okay. Your church is a place of rescue in more ways than you know. Okay. Plan to stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from the local government and plan to monitor those local weathers and news. Just be prepared. So we talked about that. Now, what do you do during the outburst? Okay. Closely monitor weather conditions, and it can change like in a second. It can get an absolute worse, or it can get better. You just never know. Depends on how many people are praying that day, that period of time. Okay, tune into the radio, TV, or other news sources for information about tornado watches and warnings, and just be ready to take action. I'm just going to have to tell you, social media is pretty good. And a lot of you storm watchers out there, you'll have to take pictures of them. Be careful when you're doing that too, by the way. I want to keep you around. So make sure you do it at a good, safe time in a good, safe place. But you know, a lot of storm shelters and people on Facebook will let you know, oh, wow, just in my neighborhood, those kinds of things. They may take videos, Facebook live videos of what's happening as well. So again, check out your social media sites. That might help you also. Okay. We talked about if a tornado is issued, or if you suspect, seek safe shelter right away. But already have a place planned out and a place already picked out. Okay, now what to do after? This is extremely important. To avoid injury, what you want to do, keep listening to the radio and TV and other news sources. Stay in your shelter until the tornado warning is over. Do not go into damaged buildings, because it could be 1 2x4 is holding up a roof of maybe one of your outbuildings. And you walk in there and accidentally bump into it. And even though the tornado didn't get you, it could be that roof could fall in on you. So don't go into a building now until you know 100% that it's safe. Okay, if the building you're in has been damaged, exit with extreme care and stay out of there. Okay, so what you want to do is look around for things that might fall or dangerous debris. Power lines, if they're hanging, don't touch them. Because what if the electricity is still on? So don't touch anything like that. Look for things that might fall or dangerous debris. Do not use matches or lighters inside. If you smell gas or you see spills that could be flammable, just leave immediately. Okay, don't ask for trouble. Okay, now if you are trapped, try to cover your mouth with a cloth or a mask to avoid breathing dust. Now, let me tell you something else you can do. And I saw this on a YouTube video, and this actually saved someone's life. They didn't think about a mask or anything to cover their mouth. Each one of the family members got their shirt right here and moved it up to their mouth and walked through the house. And that saved them from breathing in debris and things that could be harmful. Because you don't know what's out there. If something happens, let's say something happens to the gas line, and you made it through the tornado, but then you passed out because you smelled the gas fumes. Just put if you don't have cloths or anything like that, get your shirt and put it up to your nose, kind of like that. Okay. Kind of like that. And that'll be just as good as anything else, if not better. You may even be able to breathe better doing that. I can't wear a mask, by the way, because of the asthma. Okay. Now, provide first aid to people that could be injured. Now, you're not a doctor. You're not expected to be a doctor. Nothing like that. The biggest thing is is you need to wait on help, especially if you think there may be a broken bone or something like that. Now, if it's scratches and they're minor scratches, I like to keep hydrogen peroxide around that stuff. And it kind of boils down in the skin, but be careful even doing that. If it's a really deep cut, be careful what you do. If you want to clean it, do it very slowly. Okay. Better to wait on the emergency folks to get there and help you out with that. But if it's a matter of moving somebody, be very careful about doing that as well, because if they have a broken back, broken hip, or something like that, you could cause more injury. Best thing to do is call 911 and ask them what to do. Now, in case a disaster like this happens, get ready to be on hold for a long time. That's going to happen. And you can't be mad at the operator. Okay, they're not doing it on purpose. A lot of folks like you are calling at the same time. Treat injuries. People may be injured, so provide first aid. Do not attempt to move a person with a back or a neck injury unless they are in immediate danger. If you see a house is about to fall on them, of course, move them out. But seek immediate medical assistance. And then another thing that you want to do is clean up safety. Be careful during cleanup time. And by the way, it's best if you can to leave everything just like it is, especially if you have insurance, because if you move something, it could be something critical in whether you actually get insurance help or not. So be careful there as well. I know a hurricane came through. This is in the 1990s, and it was one of those freak hurricanes that came through Alabama, and we were living in Oxford, Alabama at that time, and it caused a lot of roof damage. And so there was, I started to pick up some of the debris outside because I can't stand it. I just had to go out there and try to pick it up. And so Phil goes, no, don't pick anything up. You got to leave it like it is. So I did. So this guy comes out and he was able to see everything exactly like it was. I did no cleanup, even though it drove me crazy. I did no cleanup. So it's best to wait until the insurance adjuster can get out there, because I think a lot of them must be paid commission to tell you can't have your insurance. And if somebody gives you the answer that you don't want, call the insurance company back and I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so I'd been paying this insurance premium for years and never used it. And even though I could have, I just never used it. Hurricane comes through, we're losing half the roof. And so this guy comes out and he said, you don't have roof damage. And I'm just looking at him. He didn't even get up on the roof. And this is like this big old house, big old 2-story house. And I said, how can you say there's no storm damage? I said, what do you call the shingles that are laying around? And he said, oh, that came from your neighbor's house. And I said, no, they didn't. That came from my house. I said, if you will walk inside, I'll show you the buckets we have, because it was still raining. And I said, I'll show you the buckets we have with the rain falling into the buckets. And so he still said no storm damage. I picked up the phone and I called the insurance company and I said, I don't know who this little jerk is you sent out here. I said, he's saying I don't have storm damage. You need to send somebody else out. Well, we send this other guy. He didn't even say anything, had no personality. But at that point, I didn't care whether he had a personality or not. I just wanted it fixed. So he comes out, gets a ladder, climbs on top of the roof, climbs down off the ladder and said, you, ma'am, have storm damage. I said, well, thank you. But see, what if I had just left it alone? What if I hadn't called the company back? See, we would have been in a mess. Okay, let's go into a commercial break, and we're going to return in just a few minutes. So y'all hang in there, okay? Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing. Including my classic standard MyPillow is only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. Okay, we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show for Truth Matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. Central Time Zone, as I get right on with you in the afternoon. You're the reason we do what we do. So again, thank you so much for watching. Continue sending emails, by the way. I'm going to tell you what, my heart melts every time I see an email from you. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. Any ideas you would like to have for shows? A number of you have been asking me about what to do. Well, I wanted to know too. So we're all diving in this together. We're finding out what we need to do in case of a tornado, in case something happens, It's best to be prepared. I don't want to scare you. Nothing like that. Not using a scare tactic. We just want to get to the nitty-gritty of what to do in case something happens. Because if you're prepared, you'll be able to think better and you'll be able to react in a much better, using your brain better. I promise you. Okay, now we talked about cleanup safety. Be careful during cleanup. Wear thick-soled shoes because there are going to be nails out there. Long pants are best. and work gloves to reduce injuries. Make sure you have those good work gloves, okay? Children should not take part in disaster cleanup work. Not at all. Now, if power is out, use flashlights or battery-powered lanterns to reduce fire risk. Also, be aware of carbon monoxide poisoning. Do not use gasoline, propane, natural gas, or charcoal burning devices inside a home, basement, garage, tent, or camper, or even outside near an open window, because carbon monoxide cannot be seen and you can't smell it, but it can kill you fast. So if you start to feel sick, dizzy, or weak, go to fresh air right away. Do not delay. I'm talking do it ASAP. Okay, take care of yourself. Okay, it's normal to have a lot of bad feelings, stress, or anxiety. You need to continue eating food, get enough sleep to help you deal with the stress, and you can contact the disaster distress helpline for free if you need to talk to somebody. I'll go ahead and give you that number. It's 1-800-985-5990. That's 1-800-985-5990. Want to make sure I was giving you the right telephone number. So much to know when a disaster hits, and when things are hitting like this, because it's like your mind is zooming. I know, because I've been there before. Let's talk about wind safety. And again, this is on your website, the redcross.org, redcross.org, and they have some downloadable files that you can download and you can print off. If you wanted to have some just in a stack, some printed off and take some around to your neighbors in case something like this happens, it could be a lifesaver for them as well. Because what if you don't have internet? What if you don't have electricity? What if your cell phone's not working? So many things can happen. Okay, so let's talk about high wind event checklist. Maybe you didn't have a tornado, but you had a lot of heavy rain and you had high winds. What can we do about that? So shelter safely during high wind events. High winds are dangerous and they can hurt you. And this is what they can do. They can cause serious injuries and deaths. Okay, they can blow down trees, large tree limbs, and power lines on people and buildings. They can knock over mobile homes and vehicles. They can also destroy houses and buildings by removing roofs and walls. And you can take action to prepare right now for high winds, including tornadoes, to protect yourselves and your loved ones. Let me tell you about wind velocity. We all talked about this. Now I went to school back when they actually taught stuff like this. Okay, at the time I didn't think it was so valuable. But as I got older and as I went through tornadoes and stuff like that, I learned a lot. There's a thing called velocity. And velocity will take the force of something even like a pine needle and throw it into the tree. We saw a lot of that. Like a pine tree that would have pine needles just thrown inside that pine tree. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. So if that can happen, if velocity can happen and that happens to a tree, it can happen to you too if you're somewhere where you don't really need to be. Happen to you kids. Kids are they always want to experiment, They won't say, well, I want to see what that wind feels like. Be really careful letting them do that. There's a time and a place. There's a time when moms and dads, grandparents, whoever you're taking care of, need to say no. Okay, you learn the word no. Okay, when you learn the word no, the kids will learn the word no too. Okay, now, here's what you need to do. Plan to get inside a sturdy building before the high winds start. Identify a sturdy building at home or at work, at school, or near any locations that you frequent so that you'll be able to take a shelter quickly. Within minutes, if there is a warning. If you like to shop and every day you're out somewhere shopping, you need to know where those storm shelters are. I know with the Anderson Mall, they have areas, and the mall also in Greenwood, South Carolina, and at the Gadsden Mall, they have a safe place for you. Gadsden, Alabama, they have safe areas for you as well where you can go in case tornado hits, and which is good for everybody. Okay, you need to also get inside a sturdy building before the high wind event hits. So a sturdy building is a structure, has walls and a foundation and roof. Okay, so Once you have identified a sturdy building, plan to shelter in the basement or small interior windowless room to the lowest level to provide additional protection from high winds. Now, some people would question you about the lowest level. Are you kidding me? The lowest level, that means like if it's a 10-story building, some of the safest places that happened during 9/11 was at the bottom. Yeah. And it was actually where they had small rooms. And again, we talked about the small room, roof coming in. It has something to hold on to. And so again, they know what you're talking about when they say the bottom level, get to the bottom level. Is exactly what you need to do. Okay, there are shelters that are designed that will withstand wind events such as a FEMA safe room or an ICC 500 storm shelter. You need to find out if they're available, and if they're nearby, you may even want to think about getting a storm shelter of your own. Now, practice drills with everyone in your household so everyone knows where to go and they know what to do. Don't freak the kids out. Don't take them there only when an emergency hits, okay? That's just not a wise thing to do, because they're going to start screaming and carrying on just like my brother and I used to do. Mention the storm shelter and we were freaking, okay? So, again, don't let it always be a sad place to go to. Let it be, just go out there and we're going to clean it up. We're going to add some cushions. We're going to have a little tea party out here. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a cookout close by. Those things are things you need to do so the kids aren't afraid of it. Okay, now tips for different building types. Let's talk about mobile homes. Okay, it's extremely important. Mobile homes or manufactured homes and recreational vehicles, those are RVs, are not sturdy buildings and not safe for high winds. Some people get in cars. Don't do that either. That's not safe. Now, if you live in a mobile home or recreational RV, identify a sturdy building nearby that you can go to quickly. So what you want to do is plan to go there well before the high winds hit, and just stay in the interior windowless room. We keep saying that, don't we, over and over again? Windowless interior room in the basement or in the lowest level. Stay away from glass windows and doors. Now, if you're not in a 1 or a 2-story building, plan to go to the interior windowless room in the basement or on the lowest level before high wind starts. Stay away from glass windows again and doors. Now, if you are in a multi-story building, plan to go to an interior windowless room in the basement or on the lowest level before high winds hit. Stay again from glass windows and doors. You know why? Because I'm going to keep you around. Okay, now, take action when a storm with strong winds is approaching. Go to the safest nearby shelter that you have identified beforehand. A safe room, shelter, or sturdy building. Quickly get inside that sturdy building and go to the basement or to the lowest level, then move to a small interior windowless room. Stay away from the glass windows and doors. Okay, stay inside until the window forecast or the local authorities indicate that it is absolutely safe to leave. And if you're driving, this is important. If you're driving, go to a nearby sturdy window building and take shelter inside. Do not park or shelter under a freeway or overpass or trees. Don't do that. I want to keep you around. Absolutely, I do. End of the segment. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with us today. Continue watching Donna's Edge, and you can find us. Give me a call, by the way, and that's 256-659-4319. Send emails. I'll always get those. Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. Thank you for watching.